All right, hello everyone. My name is Dr. Courtney Slater. I'm an associate professor of clinical psychology with Widener's Psy.D program, the Institute of Graduate Clinical Psychology, and I direct the admissions process for the Psy.D program. And I'm here to answer some questions that you may have about our program.
Can the Psy.D program be done fully online?
No, it can't. Our program is an in-person program on the Widener campus, and then clinical rotations are in the local Philadelphia area.
Can I do this program part-time and still work?
No, our program is a cohort-based model, and all of our students are in the program full-time. So classes tend to be about from 8 a.m. in the morning to 5 p.m. at night, and then the clinical rotations are similarly about 8 to 5. So no, unfortunately, the program cannot be done part-time.
Are there opportunities to specialize?
Yes, so we are a generalist training program, meaning that our students get a variety of different clinical experiences throughout the program, and we feel that's important so that they can work in many different kinds of environments with many different kinds of people and clinical issues. But we offer a number of ways for our students to specialize, including 3 dual degree programs. That includes the Master's in Human Sexuality. That's for students who want to work with maybe folks in the LGBTQIA community, or couples, or maybe people who've been victims of sexual assault or abuse. We also offer a Master's in Business Administration, and that's for folks who want to work maybe with corporations, organizations, healthcare settings, or with executives. And then there's a Master's in Criminal Justice that folks can do along with the Psy.D, and that's for folks who want to maybe work in the corporal system, or with people who are incarcerated, or within a court system. So those are 3 dual degrees, and those students are in the Psy.D in 5 years along with a Master's in those 5 years. And then, and those are pretty intensive training programs. We also offer certification tracks, and those tracks lead to a certificate which is needed for someone to kind of have a certain title within the field of psychology. So for example, a neuropsychologist, in order to call yourself a neuropsychologist, you need to earn the certification. And we have a neuropsychology training program. We also have a biofeedback training program and a school psychology training program, and all of those lead to certifications. Our final way to specialize is a concentration, and this is almost like a minor within the field. We offer concentrations in CBT and ACT, psychodynamic psychology, working with families and children, health psychology, diversity and multicultural psychology, forensics, and consulting psychology. So there's lots of ways to specialize at Widener.
Dr. Slater, we touched on this a little bit in the last question, but can we discuss the opportunities to dual enroll, for example, with the MED in human sexuality?
Yeah, so it's a very popular program. It's really unique across the nation. And so we get a lot of students who are interested in this dual degree option. And it is available for students to simultaneously apply to the Master's in Human Sexuality and the Doctorate in Clinical Psychology, and to earn those 2 degrees across the 5 years of the program.
How many applications does Widener typically receive for each cohort, and how big is the final cohort incoming each year?
Each year is a little bit different, but we receive about 450 applications per year, and we're looking for an incoming cohort each year of about 33 students.
When will the application deadline be?
The application is due by December 11th. And I will say that I want to encourage people to submit early. There are many things that we can't control in terms of technology, and we will not be accepting applications after the 11th.
Are there graduate assistantships or other opportunities to work available while in this program?
So we do have some assistantships in our Psy.D program, but they look very different from assistantships that folks might see in other programs, because in our program, they're not they're not paid. They're often as credit or maybe part of work study. So I would encourage applicants to see if they qualify for federal work study. That's one way to work on campus with assistantships. Another opportunity that we have for students are scholarships. And so we have some money set aside to support our institute's dedication to giving psychology away and community psychology. And so people who are interested in serving those who may not have access to services can fill out additional essays on the PsyCAS application. Many, I would say maybe even most of our students take out loans to support their education. And then many of our students also work part-time, whether that's on campus or off.
Is there a field experience component to this program, either a practicum or an internship? And am I able to pick where my field placement will be?
So there is practicum and internship. Our students begin their clinical training right in the first year. And then it continues throughout the 5 years of the program. So for the first 3 years of the program, the clinical component is called practicum, and that's 2 days a week. The last 2 years of the program, our students participate in our APA accredited internship program. And they don't participate in the national match, but instead they do our internship program and they're matched locally. We have relationships with a wide variety of sites in the Philadelphia region where our students can gain clinical experience. And we have an internal system for students to know what those clinical rotations are and interview at a number of places each year. And then each year a student is placed at a new placement.
What kinds of research are faculty doing, and are there opportunities for students to participate and work alongside with them?
Yes, so faculty are engaged in research, and our interests are really diverse, which is one thing that I would see as a strength of our program, that we have faculty interested in many different things, and we invite students to participate in research with us. I will say that our primary focus is teaching and mentoring students, and so that means that research is maybe not as much of a priority as the teaching, supervision, and mentorship of students. But we do spend time in research. We all commit some time to it, and students can get involved with faculty research really just by telling faculty that they're interested in the area that the faculty member is researching. And then it is very common for students to travel with faculty to conferences to present their research. Many students also publish with faculty and get involved with local, national, and even international organizations based on their areas of interest in research.
How involved within the community of Chester can I be as a student in this program?
So one of the values of Widener University, and certainly the Institute for Graduate Clinical Psychology, is community engagement. And so our students are very involved with our community. We take community pretty seriously and invite students to be involved in a number of levels. So for example, within the Institute of Graduate Clinical Psychology, we have a number of different committees that students form and get involved in. Students also have their own like governing body, and they plan all kinds of events together, and they form partnerships with the Chester community that can be ongoing and sustained. Students end up often volunteering in the local community to give psychology away. Students are often involved in fundraising campaigns, partnering with local clinics, like psychological clinics, local events, arts and cultural events. Students often even organize their own events, such as community-wide lectures or reading groups or therapy groups. The students also want to form their own community and have galas and community events around like holidays and things, just to make sure that there is community within the group of students, within the Institute of Graduate Clinical Psychology, and then a good connection with the local community of Chester.
Thank you for joining us for these frequently asked questions about our Psy.D program here at Widener. If you have any further questions or would like additional information, please reach out to the Office of Graduate Studies and Extended Learning at gel That's GEL at widener.edu. Thank you.